pick 4 maps. And afterwards, there will be 2
And
bands.
Slowdown is banned.
Yeah,
Slowdown and Gyroscope. And then probably Parkour will be pick number 1 from KARMINE Corp.
Yes,
then
indeed.
Agility Dash could be picked. Alliance showed a really good performance on that
Dash,
map.
Maybe Slippy Slides, even though they lost it last time. We will see.
And maybe Slippy Slides could also be map number 4. But I mean, it was, of course, consistency that was missing, I think, on Soldier's ending. But let's see. It will be back and forth, actually.
Oh, that's a surprise pick, actually.
Interesting to see that, yeah. So let's see if KARMINE Corp will pick Freestyle, a map where they have been showing a good performance as well on. Or what we're gonna see. Also, Raps would be up for grabs, which would be a cool map, but it is Freestyle indeed. And probably now Slippy Slides, yes. And the bans will probably be... I mean, what could you ban here, really? I mean, Gyroscope is already banned. Flip of Faith, maybe.
Flip of Faith. Usually you would see a small favor for KC on that map, especially with the players that they have. They are usually pretty good on those, but you never know what they will come up with. It is Aeropipes being banned by Alliance. They got the first ban, and now let's see which one KC will ban right here. They have one more ban, and then the last one will be decided randomly out of 2 maps. It's either going to be Agility Dash, Flip of Faith, or Reps. Let's see.
I think they're gonna ban... I mean, they were not really... Flip of Faith is not a bad map for Otak and Bren. They're kind of those trickster players, and they decided to ban... Agility Dash here, and Reps is the random map, so we might not see Reps again. But we're gonna start with Parkour here, picked by the blue team, by Team KARMINE Corp. They have the upper seat, they come from the 3rd position, barely not making to the top 2 seed, and let's see. We have a trailer beforehand.
Exactly. Before we start, we see a small trailer between the 2 teams, and let's see how the first matchup look like.
If he can, the last slide, Otak is going wide for 3rd.
Oh my god!
Overtime by 1/100 of a second.
Brand coming closer, can't overtake one. Overtakes the second one. Brand with a great ending. Soldier and Moda not too far behind, but Brand will win this round. All 3 players are just a couple of thousand away from each other. Soldier with a good landing, and is Brand making a mistake. Otak is in there. Soldier can overtake his Soldier with full speed. Will it be enough though? It looks not to be enough, and Otak will save the day here.
Brand also just needs to maintain this pace at point head. Moda's time right now is looking crazy.
Oh my god!
91, a world record again.
Of course, Mulla there with this insane world record there in the end. But let's go with Parkour. We have seen some incredible times here from ITB's pace, but also beforehand it was Gamers First playing really well on this one. And let's go and see what players have to offer. We already see the first small mistake here, or maybe just small release from Soldier, who's already a little bit further behind. Moda with a good line. Otak and Bren on 2nd and 3rd. And let's see if Soldier can come back from it.
Yes, indeed. Soldier clipped a little bit on the very first ramp. You do a small left-right transition there to get a smooth landing on that one, and he just clipped a little bit. The players always go very, very close to it. It's almost amazing that they usually never clip there, but Soldier just making a small mistake there. But Otak instead making a slightly bigger mistake, falling behind, and now going into the identity. It's only Bren in the lead, holding strong for KARMINE Corp in the first one, getting a very good exit there as well. Has a lot of speed coming to the identity and has to respawn. He didn't have the right lineup, and it's an ace on the pick from KC in the very first round for Alliance.
Yeah, and also not the fastest winning time here.
Yes.
Moda with a 102.99. This time it's not a 101, like unlike in the previous match. But sometimes those rounds are, like, it's enough if you survive. Soldier almost hitting the pole there. So it's 3-0 for Alliance, and that is already a good start. You can also see the players there. Soldier and Muda on the right side, and then Bren and Otak on the left side. So good that we have the player cameras for all the players. It just feels like, it feels very refreshing to have that. It's very cool. But Alliance with a good head start here, going into round number 2 on Parkour. And let's see if Soldier this time is making a mistake at the start. It doesn't look to be like that. Gets a very, very good apex here, and Soldier finds himself in the battle for first position. Otak with a great line. Will he be able to stabilize his car? Yes, he is. Bren with a good uphill, but it is Otak getting airtime.
Yeah, Otak finding himself 3/10 behind already. Not impossible to catch back up in the identity. We have seen very big upsets, definitely, especially in this identity right here. It's again Bren leading, just as in the first one. Let's see if he will be able to manage to survive the identity this time. He didn't do last time. He doesn't get the best exit out of the dirt though, didn't have that much speed. It's Soldier right now in the lead, getting a good transition there as well, and he will take it. Also Otak overtaking, and it's a draw right there in the first one. Soldier right there with a 1:02.5 winning time. That is actually his PB so far. That is also, of course, one reason why KARMINE Corp picked this map. Alliance's PBs were a 1:02.5 by Mother and a 1:02.6 by Soldier. But already there, Soldier showing that he can also drive faster than that. And winning the round because of that, and now going into a 4-1 lead for Alliance.
Yeah, they've played that map 34 rounds already beforehand, so Moda and Soldier are it has been a quite consistent pick or like just occurrence in their matches, but they couldn't really find consistency on that. However, look at them now, first and second position, so it seems like they have put some serious effort into this map. But guys, I'm scared that someone is going for the flip, so that's why we spectate Otak here. You know, he gives us a very good overview over Muda and Soldier as well. If they make a mistake, we're gonna see that, but Muda and Soldier hand in hand into the identity, but Otak with good amount of speed coming closer, only 0.5 away with a flip that Gwen did. He could overtake both players. Does he have the setup? It looks good, but he over rotates the car, and it's another ace for Alliance here. Very good performance from them so far, and also driving not the fastest time, but it's enough. It is enough, and that's what matters. Bren and Otak with mistakes, and that's why Alliance leads 7-1.
Yes, Bren and Otak doing very, very costly mistakes in the beginning there. I'm pretty sure, looking at the setup that Otak went for there, I think he wanted to go for the flip. You need a very, very precise setup there. You need to land early and with a good angle to the right so that you even have enough space to make it. It is very, very difficult. But I think he went for it there, he tried, but it just wasn't enough. Soldier once again finding himself a little bit behind though in the beginning, but in the last ones it wasn't too bad for them. They're 7-1 in the lead on the first pick by KC. At the moment they're crumbling a little bit under the pressure. So far they have made a lot of very, very costly mistakes, but now it's the mistakes on the other side. Alliance making small mistakes. Their Mother finding himself now in the back together with his teammate. Otak far in the lead, about 4/10 in front of his teammate. Bren following behind, very, very close with the other two players. Otak on a good time though, I think. Going into the identity right here, Mother also overtaking Bren, not with the greatest speed. Soldier just barely makes the jump, and in theory Otak could save it, doesn't do so, he still risks it. Bren needs to jump to the right, still manages to get it, and it's a great time there by Otak. 1:02.2. Soldier did overtake Bren though in the end, because Bren had to jump to the left because he hit the pole, and it's a draw once again, and Alliance coming closer to the map victory right here.
Yeah, KARMINE Corp is in need of an ace. Even 2 losses for an Alliance perspective would be enough. It would be a 6-10 then. So KARMINE Corp have to get that preferably now. Now Muda and Soldier both getting a really good start, and it's very close. Oh my god, Muda was risking it so much there by not really controlling his car too much, going left, right, but was able to survive and losing a bit of time, but gets a good entry and exit point out of the ice. So he still finds himself in the mix. But Muda, of course, you know, you have seen Spam's reaction from that. Just incredible how he can also flip from that identity. So let's take a look if Muda is able to do it in this round, because he's 0.3 behind. And with that, he could overtake all players here if he has the approach. Let's take a look. Will Muda be able to do it on parkour or not? He has a good amount of speed accumulated here. Let's take a look. Muda with good speed. Does he even have to go for the flip? He has not the best approach for it. Gets a bit of a wiggle, but it's not enough to be as much right as possible, but also comes closer to Otak here. Great identity from Muda regardless. Overtaking 2 players. Bren made a mistake. Muda and Soldier again forcing a draw here, but Otak with a great performance. Bren unfortunately making another mistake here.
Yes, indeed. It's now 9-3, and we have usually not seen a team lose at this point if they're already this far ahead, but let's see if Alliance can keep this up. KARMINE Corp would need multiple aces now in a row. They have definitely the potential for that. They have the pace in theory. They have faster times on this track than Alliance, but they have just not been getting them consistently through in this round and have been losing points because of that. And however, in this one again, the two KC players are in the lead, showing why they have picked this map over Alliance, but Alliance just more consistent. And again, a small mistake there by Bren in the ice section, losing 0.4 of a second and dropping down because of that. Now in a fight together with Mother into this section right here, going through the bobsleigh. Mother getting that a little bit better and finding himself in front of the KC player, or so close to the outside wall there. I have no idea how they can do that so consistently. You need to go that tight to get it well. And now going into the last identity, do they make it? Yes, they will. And that is the ace indeed for Alliance, with both overtaking Otak as well. There you go. Alliance take the first map on the pick by KARMINE Corp.
Yeah, and you can also see Murda's reaction there. Also, he was talking in between the rounds, so he feels confident on this map. So good to see that Alliance actually wins quite dominant against KARMINE Corp here. And also here we can see the highlights here. Alliance starting strong with that ace, of course, heavily relying on that mistake from Brennan, the identity, and from Otak beforehand in the bobsleigh section, if I recall correctly. And then, of course, going to the lead with another ace here, 7-1, and that is so hard to come back from. So a great consistent performance. Not the fastest time from Alliance, but it doesn't matter. You know, you win by just surviving the identity. And also here, Otak shows that he has the pace, but unfortunately his teammate Bren was too far behind to have a saying and is getting last place there in this round again. So Bren, unfortunately, not with the best pace. And now we're gonna go to back and forth, a map that is very wicked. I really like this one. And of course, Alliance leads, and this was the pick by Alliance as well, so they could go into the lead 2-0, and let's see if they can make it or not. It is, yeah, maybe a surprise pick here, back and forth.
Yeah, definitely. It's an interesting one. They have good paces here and they're showing it right now. Both Alliance players currently in the lead with a very nice box side sections there as well. Going to the 360, getting this well as well. Soldier with a really good exit. Mother as well, and they are in the lead, overtaking the KC players. They're over 2-10 in the lead right now, and this could be a very, very strong opener for them. This could be the ace in the first round. Bren getting that maybe a little bit better, but he needs to hope for a miracle now. Needs to do these lines perfectly. He's trying, but it's just not enough. Mother and Soldier keeping up the pace and getting it really nicely. Going a little bit wider there. He actually attacks it, but it's not enough. That was a good attempt there. Soldier going very wide in the last identity was just enough to secure the ace for Alliance.
Who would have thought? Everything can happen in those playoffs, and so far our predictions were not really that correct. It is Alliance right now, just from the moment, just being very, very strong, dominating, and again they are leading from the get-go. Bren not getting a good start, didn't really get a good first map as well, and now it's starting on back and forth as well. I hope he can fix it in the next couple of rounds. Also here, getting a good nose step, but of course not really getting too much speed. Also Muda didn't get it too well. Soldier still leading though, and it's Otak on second place. However, the identity from Alliance looked absolutely incredible, but it's still Bren catching up, and it could be at least a draw for KC if they're gonna make it. And let's see what Moda can do here in this identity as he falls a bit behind. Gets a lot of speed though. Gets it really well. Goes very inside. It's Soldier still leading. Brennan almost clipping. They're coming closer to Otak though. It is Moda who has to push it here. Who gets the most inside ending here? It will be Moda who can overtake Bren, and he will do so indeed by only 1/100th of a second. Soldier with a sub 58 second time. And most importantly, Moda securing one additional point for Alliance and the victory.
Yeah, Soldier getting there another personal record as well with a .91, definitely showcasing what they have been practicing for. And these two teams, they have of course met each other just 2 weeks ago in the very last playday. You know, in that one, KC won with a 4-2 in the score against Alliance. And right now it's looking like the opposite. Otak also not getting a great backside exit there for the first time. The second one also compromised because of that, and he falls behind half a second behind the other players. It's now the Alliance players once again in the lead after after the 360 with a comfortable lead going towards the identity.
Wow.
Soldier taking a slightly different line there. It's 5-1 for Alliance. Can they keep up this pace? Is incredible by Alliance right now. Bren still fighting though. He's going to try to get this last place, or could this be yet another ace by the Alliance players? It is so
Bren.
close. It's so hard to call. Bren needs to go tight, and it's a crash by an Alliance.
Oh my god, Bren!
And it's a tie.
It's a tie. And it's Soldier being ahead because he was leading on that last checkpoint.
It's an 83. It's an 83 tied for both of them. Both of them with a new personal record there. It just wasn't enough. It's a tie between all players as well. It's a 6-2 in that round. And we go into the next one right here.
Very important for KC, but it is already Ota catching the reactor boost up there and is falling 3+ seconds behind due to that. So this will be at least 1 point for Alliance, and with that they have the angle to win in the next round if they're at least having 1 point in this round. So 7 points, you know, if they ace, which can happen, maybe even in this round, they are in a very good situation to also win back and forth. And who would have thought 2 weeks ago they were losing this match, and now they are fighting and quite dominantly winning this match. However, Bren is leading, but Muda with a good amount of speed accumulated, coming close. Also Soldier not too far behind, but it's all in this last part of the identity. Who goes more inside? Muda with a good approach, but I think Bren has it. No, Bren with a mistake. Soldier and Muda first and second, and it will be another ace, and that is 9-2 for Alliance. It is again Bren making a mistake. Hasn't really found his way into the match, Lars. I think Alliance has this map already. KARMINE CORP has to get 3 consecutive aces in a row.
Yeah, it is most likely looking like they will have to write this map off right here. Just focus on the next one. It will be very difficult to catch back up. It's definitely still possible. It would be, of course, a good sign to win a round now. Maybe get another ace. Soldier with a clip in the beginning. Maybe this is an opening now for KC to come back. Let's see what they can do here. But it's just the most important thing for KC right now is to find the groove again. Fight into the match. Right now they're struggling a little bit. There are quite a lot of small mistakes that they are struggling with, and yeah, let's see if they can keep this up. Otak right now is in the lead, finding himself 2 tenths behind. Mada and Bren fighting against each other after Mada got that 360 there a little bit better going into the identity. Otak still leading, Bren getting a little bit less booster. He doesn't get the jump that well, but still gets a nice line here, but go a bit compromised in that one. Mada actually attacking for first almost, going to the last turn, but it is Otak with the victory right here with a 0.74. It's a really great time, but it just was not enough to secure the match victory, map victory right here. Alliance 10-4 on this track, and they're moving on with a 2-0 lead into the next track.
Who would have thought? Muda with a great identity there as well, but also here in this round, they just had the identity very well. Just got the ace in round number 1. You know, Muda and Soldier have shown that one off here. I mean, Bren was coming closer due to an inside line, but it wasn't enough. Then in the second round, it was also a very strong time from all the players. Muda sniping away that victory from Bren. We're just getting the victory instead of the draw. And then, of course, round number 3 as well, where it was the tie, and the last checkpoint decided it for the draw. So KC also being a bit unlucky there. And let's go into Freestyle, the next map. Of course, also a very wicked map with the identity that has been found in the Kaki and Trial community.
Yes, this one is quite interesting, the identity. You are on a wall ride with a dirt wall ride, and because you have a certain type of grip with a dirt surface, you're actually able to kind of fling upwards on it and get a lot of momentum because of that at low speeds, and actually kind of stay on the wall, and that is used on this map quite effectively. This map quite interesting, of course. KC had a really good performance on this one on the last step. They both did very nice PBs. I think Otak did drive a 0.14 on this track, and Bren with a 0.24 on the last step. That was a very good performance, and let's see if they can keep this up. Soldier finding himself quite far behind, though. Mada as well as currently the 2 KC players leading on their map pick, of course, going into the identity. And here you will see the dirt wall rides going in with quite a bit of speed, but that is not good for Bren. Didn't get the gear and will fall behind because of that. And is Bren also clipping, but Soldier losing even more. It's a very, very close fight at the top between Otak and Moda. Who will take it? It is Otak with a .27. Really, really strong time starting off right here. Mother also a great time, only 600s behind. But it is the victory for KARMINE Corp starting on this track right here. Bren, even though he had small mistakes, still was able to take third place right there.
Of course, that's also KC's pick, so of course they might have the tendencies to win this map here. But of course we also said that on Parkour, and they eventually lost that one, so Alliance has prepared something there for their opponents. Maybe they have seen that one coming. Maybe that's how they prepared for this match, and they just knew what KC is going to pick. However, let's go to the next round. It's still 1 point for them secured due to Muda being on that second position. And also here we see different lines from the players. Muda and also Soja going a bit wider and jumping super far up here. And just being super far on the right side to not drop the gear and just stay in gear number 4, but Otak and Bren will have a way much inside line in exchange due to them dropping the gear and oversteering for a small second there, but it's still very close. Both lines are very even. It's just important to hold that 4th gear before the identity here, and Moda and Otak just did it very well here. Otak jumping a bit far up here, but was able to survive it. Bren and Soja both made mistakes, and it's Moda still leading, and he's on a banger of a time he even. He clipped the ending, but it's still a .21.
Yeah, imagine just driving a 21 with the clip at the ending, no worries. I mean, it doesn't say, it doesn't cost too much, but he definitely lost a little bit.
Yeah, probably like .10, maybe .05, .10.
Maybe. He was on a really good time. Definitely a personal record and almost world record. A really great performance there, of course, by Mother as well. And they take the victory here, counter victory. One interesting thing, of course, here, as you can see, all players in this match opting for the outside line in the beginning. Whereas on the ITB versus G1 match that we saw earlier, there were 3 players taking the inside line instead. So quite interesting that we have so many different strats here. Also on the ice quarter pipe jump, we of course have different strats as well. It's quite an interesting map right here. But going now into the section once again, you see different approaches. Bren and Otak are ice sliding, whereas Mother and Soja are jumping more upwards and just doing a normal turn, but it's not looking great for them in this one. They didn't execute it that well. Bren and Otak are on really good runs right now, far in the lead. Bren a bit, that was close to the checkpoint.
Dropping the gear as well.
But it's still enough. They're still 3/10 ahead, getting that decent. Mother is definitely getting closer. He is fighting against them. He's coming closer, but will it be enough? Gets that good as well, and he will overtake. What a round. .33 by Otak in the lead, and Bren only 600s behind on 3rd place. Incredibly close round right there, decided at the very end with a really nice identity by Mother. And still, at least, getting
1 point,
yes, getting a victory, denying the ace.
Yeah, the ace is overpowered. I mean, Moda was already doing that in that first round. It could have been 7-2 already, but it's 5-4 instead, due to Moda just sniping away that second position. Alright, let's jump into round number 4 here on Freestyle. KARMINE Corp has to win this map to stay alive in this first set, or this first best of 5. If Alliance wins this one, we're gonna go to the second best of 5 that we played just after this short break. But let's not jump ahead of ourselves. Let's focus on this round, as it is every player surviving this very tricky no-steer section. Is Moda a bit behind, who goes for a very wide drift and then jumps very far up here to just get the gear in a good line, but actually he doesn't jump that far up, but still gets it very well. And now the nose slide comes into play. Moda gets it really well, but didn't get the gear here. Was gearing down by oversteering, and you can see that he lost a little bit of speed, maybe 0.15 of a second. Also Soja didn't get it that well. Moda hitting the checkpoint, and that is looking grim for Alliance in this round. KC are in 1st and 2nd. Soja clipping, and Otak and Bren just have to survive this last jump, and they will do so indeed, and those times are also great here. Otak with a .26, why not? And it's now KC coming closer to win their first map.
Beautiful times there. Otak with a .26 and Bren exactly 2600s behind, and with that they go into a track point situation right now. They're 8-4 in the lead, and a victory would be enough for the KC players in this one, and they have shown really good performance so far on this track. I think, of course, we will have a guaranteed best of 5 after this one as well. Maybe this could be their first pick in the next one. This is KC are looking really solid on this one so far against Alliance. Alliance, of course, also with great paces here and there, but not quite as consistent, with Mada crashing the no-side part right there. It is a very difficult part to set up, and it's only Soldier now fighting against both KC players. Soldier needing to get first placed here to deny them of the map victory, but that does not look good. He didn't get the no-side either, going very wide. And it is both KC players in the lead. Can they close it out right here? Bren far in the lead. Otak not with the greatest approach there. Doesn't have that much speed. He will get closed up by Soldier. Also needs to slow down a little bit there. But it would still be enough in this situation. In theory, they can still save. Soldier trying to risk there. It was not enough. Bren could save. Still drives the point 29. Otak on second place. Gets the ace. And that is the map victory for KARMINE CORP. We're going on to map number 4 with a very solid performance by KC on this track.
Yeah, it started like a very close map, but those two aces just seal the deal here for KC, winning their first map. And now we're gonna go to map number 4. But before that, of course, the highlights. Here in that second round, we had Moda securing the second place with the first place with a 107.2. Not the only 107.2 that we have seen. Also, Bren just did an okay point 26 beforehand, and of course that was the start off. And then here in round number 3, it was KC fighting, but Muda barely denies them the victory here, only 22,000 away from the first position even. And then here, that was kind of the decider, where KC just got that ace, and Soldier and Muda, most importantly, felt that no slide before, and Muda also making a mistake. But let's jump into Slippy slides, where Muda has the world record with a 110.91. And also, there was a clip that has been uploaded, I think, this week, where Muda just casually drove a 110.8. So this man is ready.
Yes, indeed. This map is very interesting. Of course, it was played last week as well in the match between KC and Alliance. We see Mada, the current world record holder, with a crash immediately at the beginning, having to respawn. It's only Soldier now fighting against Bren and Otak. Bren also clipping there, I believe, losing some speed over this section and falling behind, but still on a safe third position because Mada is just that far behind. It's Otak versus Soldier now, already after the beginning. Soldier going so risky there over the inside, but survives it. Now going into the no slide, then into the dirt. It's a very interesting section, but now the most important part comes up. We come up to multiple bug slides right here, where you land on this reactor boost, then with the booster onto the ice. Soldier doing it really well, showcasing a really nice one right here, but didn't have that much exit speed there. Otak coming closer, now coming into the bug sides right here. It's Soldier still in the lead, need a good exit right here. That is looking good for him right now. It's a bit far wide, but gets it well, and that's a really good time by Soldier, I believe. A 1:11.29, that's a very good start, and he already beat his own personal record by about 2/10 in the very first round.
Yeah, so it seems that Soldier got some tutoring from Muda here on this map, who has, of course, the world record, being 0.2 ahead of Pack, who has a 1:11.10. We're also gonna see Pack and Calgino, of course, playing later against Afi and Aurel. But it is, a good time from Soldier here indeed. But now Soldier is behind, as in the previous round. Muda has made a mistake, but Soldier can still make something happen. Only 0.4 of a second. He had a very good midsection, so I think he can even come closer with that, or with this wicked ice slide or bug slide that junks into an ice slide, which is just very cool to do. But Soldier is pushing it, not sliding out here. Now you want to oversteer because you still have watery tires. If you get into a drift, your car will just slide out even more. And Soldier does it very nicely, but still he's 0.7 behind. Muda is leading out of Otak and Brennan. This could be another great time from Muda here, as he also gets that one well. But we see Otak making a mistake, and that is very good for Alliance right now. They could go into the lead if, both players survive, and maybe also Bren makes a mistake in the end. But Muda on a great time here as well. Gets the bug slide really well. Number 1, number 2 as well. Bren off to number 3. Muda going super wide. Bren almost overtaking, but it wasn't enough. And even with that, Muda drives a 0.27. So another great time. But most importantly, his teammate stays alive. And it is Alliance getting the victory and going into the lead. And slowly but surely coming closer of reaching the 10-point threshold.
Yes, indeed. Of course, when this map was played in the 2 weeks ago, the biggest problem for Alliance was the consistency there. They had a very close match against KC there. They have made small mistakes so far, but in general not the big mistakes that KC made earlier and have been... Yeah, I might might be eating my own words here. Soldier with a small touch once again. Also, of course, Mother had a big crash in the very first round. But they're still leading, of course, 3-2. Mother with a very good start so far, finding himself 3/10 in front of the other players. But now the very difficult parts come up, of course. The other players, Bren and Otak, are, of course, finding themselves quite far in front of Soldier. So they can risk it a little bit and maybe try to overtake Mother in the ending section right here. They are coming closer. Otak is attacking. That is a very, very good line by him right there. They are going for slightly different setups into this one. And now let's follow this fight between Mother and Otak. It's incredibly close right now. Who is going to take it? Mother jumping a bit further. Otak a bit tighter, but it's a great time right there again. Point 16 by Mother.
What is going on?
Behind.
What is going on? Moda with a great time. You know, I think he drives that even if you wake him up at 3 in the morning, which might be the case for Moda right now, because he's, of course, the Thunder from Down Under. He's playing very early or very late, however you see it. You know, whatever. I think it's 6 or 7 a.m. for him right now. I mean, for some people, it is very late, but for some, it's also very early.
He survived the start. He did survive it. It was very close for him there. He had to adjust his line. He just barely survived the jump into the wall right there. Not getting the best transition there over the dirt, though, and finding himself a bit further behind, half a second behind the other players.
Yeah, so Moda here not with a good start, being point 69 behind here the other players, but Soldier still holding strong. Still in the lead and also gets a really good line here over that freewheel section. Has a lot of speed, but Otak with a better entry into the dirt, and he goes for the attack, gets a way better exit, and with that goes into the lead. However, Soldier is not slowing down, gets a very, very inside ice slide into bug slide trajectory. Oh, other way around, bug slide into ice slide. But let's take a look onto the identity where Soldier has been showing his strength. And also here gets a very inside approach. Otak will have more speed in the end. He goes so close there to the turbine. Soldier is in the lead, but Otak with a snipe in the end. What a great identity from Otak there. But Soldier going a bit too wide in that one section, unfortunately. And yeah, wow, what a risk. It was so close of him crashing into the wall.
Yes, Soldier attacking in the first part of the identity right there, of course, which compromised his second bug slide afterwards. It's a very interesting identity there. You can gain and lose a lot of time in different sections with different approaches. It's a very interesting identity. And yeah, we're finding ourselves currently with a 5-5 scoreline between both teams. Of course, Alliance at the moment is 2-1 up in the overall score for this sub-match. And looking to this round, it's also very, very close between all players. All players surviving this round so far, going through the water part right there. Soldier going a little bit inside, but survives it really well and overtakes Otak as well, going up into third place. It's a very, very close fight between Bren and Mother. Let's take a look at this one. Jumping into the bug slide, getting reactor, then booster over the ice side, and Mother and Bren getting it really well. Bren will have a slightly better exit here right now. It's still so close between all the players, and they're surviving. It's Soldier with a small mistake, finding himself behind. It's KC versus Mother right now. Bren is attacking, but he will not
It's a 0.0, I think.
That is a good one once again.
Oh my god, it's a 0.01.
Incredible stuff.
Moda with such a clean identity there. It was incredible. So only Moda was able to beat that time. He is beating the second world record by 0.1 of a second there. It's a draw, 6-6. And wow, what a performance from Moda so far. But also his teammate Soldier should not hide. You know, has made that mistake, of course, there, but it was a draw. Moda was there to save the day. And let's go into round number 6. It's such a close match, though. But like an ace for a team would be tremendous now. as Moda gets a really good start. Soldier going super wide there, but Oltec and Bran just opting for the healthiest line, finding a good mixture of going inside but not too inside to just accumulate as much speed as possible. It is Oltec still leading, Moda on second position, Soldier with such a risky line there, not sliding out and also not hitting the inside or the outside pillar, but now sliding out here, goes for too much of a risk, and it's again only his teammate Moda, but I think he's on a great time. Do we see a new world record? It all depends on this slide here. Moda goes super inside and he's clean with it. Moda off to a very, very good run here. What checkpoint will it be? I think he got a 0.2 checkpoint beforehand. Let's take a look. Oh, he goes for the slide here. It's a 0.24. He had a 0.27 before, and it all depends on the identity. Moda is clean with it. Number 1 done. Number 2 a bit too wide. So I think it's a 0.67. 16.7. Okay, 0.27. Okay, I was a bit too far off. That is embarrassing. But most importantly, Soldier overtakes Oltec, who has made a mistake in that identity. And Alliance capitalizes tremendously from that. And only are 1 victory away from winning Slippy Slides and also the first best of 5.
Yeah, that was a very, very important snipe right there by Soldier going up into 3rd place. And with that, Alliance now on match point. They only need a victory, whereas KARMINE Corp would need an ace in this round to secure this map, and for in Alliance case also this sub-match as a whole. And let's take a look. It is very close so far. Still Mother going very, very tight there, but surviving it, not clipping over the transition, going into the dirt.
Bran touched.
Then touched on the outside, and that is a very good situation right now for Alliance. They are leading quite comfortably, both players having at least 2/10 of a lead over their following opponents. And let's take a look. Mother is still clean with it so far. Soldier also in the lead of Oltec, fighting close. However, the most important battle here is of course staying in front of Bran. They only need a victory. Mother can save a little bit. He's a little bit further in front. He has 2/10 of a lead, but it's getting closer. Oltec and Bran catching up, going to the identity now. Soldier with a different line there. Mother and Soldier entering in front. This could be it. This could be the round for Alliance. Mother going very wide, will have a better exit now and will go into 1st place. Soldier on first. And
It's enough!
It's enough. That was a very close round there. It was hard to see, but it is Soldier winning that round with a 1:11.48. Mother jumping very far, but still getting the 3rd place. And that's it for Alliance. Alliance wins the first sub-match.
Yeah, and I mean, well, what can we say? We didn't expect that, and I hope that we're gonna see some different bands now. But before we're gonna jump into the second best of 5, we're gonna see the highlights here where Alliance started off very strong and in those first 2 rounds. But KC was still able to stay close. Bran almost sniping Moda there in the end, but he was able to get that 2nd place. But then, of course, Oltec holds on to that 1st position here by just a small fraction of a second, only 800ths of a second. And then, obviously, it was Moda, incredible, consistent on this map, who was able to just secure the map win. Also, Soldier played really well. He got 3rd positions quite often, also got 1st in 1 round, if I recall it correctly. But Alliance was able to take it.
Yes, it was great stuff in this first match from them. It's quite interesting to see Alliance definitely stepping up from their performance from the last play. They have definitely shown that they can defeat these strong teams, even though they were only seed number 6 in the overall standings after the first 7 weeks of this TMGL season, and now they're showing what they are made of. As again, we said before, they are of course 2 champions in the last season. Mother winning the TMGL season the last time around. And yeah, so far we're definitely seeing similar performances from them in this match.
Yeah, and so we're gonna jump into a small break now before we see the last best of 5 between KARMINE Corp and Alliance. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, with the second best of 5, as we will be seeing the teams joining the server. Let me quickly, yeah, there you go. I think now you're able to hear us and also see us. Hello, hello. We're still Lars and LuckersTurbo. You can also follow us actually on Twitch. We're also both streaming. I'm casting also the TMCL as well as doing other Trackmania content. And Lars, what content are you doing?
Yeah, I'm also often doing certain tournaments, a lot of RPG maps. For example, played Deep Dip back in the last year, for example. That was a lot of fun. And in general, stuff like that, I enjoyed playing a lot, and stuff like random map challenges and stuff like that. I really like it. Yeah, it's really good.
But we're already starting. We're already starting with a pick and ban actually. Yeah, you know, we're just plugging ourselves here, and the pick and ban has already started.
Very, very interesting. The first pick, Parkour.
Yeah.
And however,
Slowdown has not been banned.
Okay, interesting. Slowdown not a ban.
Oh, I love Slowdown. Also, Slippy is being picked again. So Gyroscope and Freestyle now being banned. So Freestyle, of course, a map from the red team. So from Team Alliance in this case, which wasn't really that good. Yesterday, the teams were swapped, so that's why I checked. All of a sudden, the blue team was the red team, and the red team was the blue team. Yes. So that's why I checked now that it's correct, because I would have been very surprised if this was a ban from KC. Because they played that good on this map. But now this is a ban, and in exchange we see a Slowdown. Yeah. So Parkour will be map number 1.
Yeah, it's of course interesting. Alliance, of course, banning Freestyle in this one instead of Slowdown because of the great performance shown by KC in the earlier match. So they're definitely adapting to this 2 times best of 5 format where you have 2 matches right against each other or right after each other. Yeah, we almost going ahead now into the next one.
Yeah, so here we see also the trailer for the first map. So it is again Parkour as map number 1. I hope that we're gonna see a flip, and let's go. So good luck to the teams. Alliance has been winning the first iteration of this map in that first best of 5, but it was Bran who was really making a lot of mistakes, so I think he can redeem himself on this map now. And maybe we're gonna go into a decider map after this best of 5. But let's figure out how KC will play on this map. Already very important. Bran and Oltak versus Soldier and Moda. Round number 1 on Parkour will start.
But here we go into the very first round. Of course, last time it was KC crumbling a little bit, maybe under the pressure, just the very first match in the playoffs. But let's see, maybe they found their groove now and they are back into a very good form. I would love to see it. I think they can really show up here. It was their first pick last time, it's their first pick again, even though they lost it in the last situation. So let's see if they can show off what they can do on this one this time around.
Oh yeah, look at that. Bren with a beautiful quarter pipe jump. And also Moda with a mistake. So maybe it is now looking... Actually, it is looking really good for KC in this round. But Soldier with a good uphill. Loses the gear though. So he loses a lot of speed. This uphill dirt section is really important. And I think that is the ace for KC. Unless they fail the identity. But nope, they will not. Bren also getting it really fast, almost jumping. Dude, he over jumped the spectators on the left. So Bren with 102.5 insane identity. Soldier shows us what plastic is capable to do with your car, and KC starts off with an ace. So a bit of a better start, Lars, than on the first map that we've seen this map.
Yeah, one thing that was interesting there, of course, at the very end, Soldier made a mistake right before the identity. However, the 2 KC players would, of course, not know that yet, because they would only see in the next checkpoint, and I'm pretty sure that they're not checking the checkpoint times right before the identity. So they were not aware that Soldier made the mistake, but they still got through the identity very nicely and secured the first ace because of that. Going into the next round right here, it's through the ice slide. Bren not getting it that good, losing time there once again. Also, yeah, he had
I think he hit the wall, right?
No, he was too far inside and he had to counter steer, I'm pretty sure. And to save himself, he initiated a small slide, if I saw that correctly, but dropping
Soldier.
down Soldier with a small clip, finding himself behind Bren now. It's a close fight at the top between Mada and Otak, both getting a decent outside line there as well. It's very close between both players. Let's see, is one of them going to risk it in this identity? It is both of them going for the risky line with a true wheel, and they're surviving it. And it's Mada in the lead, securing the draw with a point 25. That is an incredible time. Of course, if you compare it to the to earlier when we saw 0.9s being thrown around by Elcon, doesn't look that good, but it is an incredible time by Mada right there. He improved his own personal record by 3/10 there, I believe. It is an incredible round, and secured the draw with that. However, of course, KARMINE Corp with the ace in the first round, still 4-1 in the lead.
Yeah, that ace was very, very important for them. And we can see also Otak with a very good time in that round, of course, you know, driving a point 32, so he was also not that far behind. Got a really good identity. And let's go into round number 3. It is still KC leading with a discrepancy of 3 points over their opponents, and also getting a really good start here. Bren almost catching airtime there, and it is Otak with a very, very good downhill, going very direct to not catch airtime in the first part of this downhill, but it's still very close. Muda not making a mistake, but it is actually Otak who did a mistake, so he's out on that round. It is Soldier and Bren as well as Muda surviving. Muda with the best amount of speed, and now Bren has to save the day, has to at least get first or second position, gets a really, really good section. Will one of the players go for the flip? Bren going solo, has a lot of speed. Muda will slow down a little bit because Bren just had an insane landing, and that was another great identity from Bren, just getting so much speed out of that, and it's another draw. So now Bren, he has arrived on parkour.
Yes, indeed. Mada definitely taking it a little bit more conservatively. He took it a little bit safer in that identity and got the second place, but of course with Bren in the lead, it only amounted to a draw in that round. Currently KC 5-2 up. Definitely showcasing that it was not a mistake from them to pick this map as their first pick once again. Of course, it's always a question, if you lose a map in the previous round, do you pick it again or do you switch up your ban? And I think KC just had the feeling like we didn't perform that well in the last one. We can do better. We can beat them on this map. We are better than what we showed last time, and we're gonna try it once again. And I think that's what they're definitely trying to show at the moment. They're 5-2 in the lead. However, Alliance at the moment with the advantage.
Oh my god.
That was so close by Otak, but it was just not enough there, crashing and losing.
What is Muda doing?
It is... No, Soldier with a crash. Bren survives it. Does Otak... Otak was still behind Soldier.
Muda's time?
It is a
okay, point 27. Alright.
Point 27. Soldier not quite making the last jump, but it's still enough for third place right there. There was a very big gap in the first for the victory in that round with Mada on first place. Alliance getting a bit closer now, 6-4 with a victory.
But also KC getting a point in that round, which brings them closer and closer to win that map. And we see 2 small mistakes already, a bigger one by Bren. Soldier just had to readjust a bit less than Bren, who is 0.5 behind. So let's see, maybe he goes for the... It is a good opportunity for him to go for a flip, but we also see Otak with a mistake. We could see 2 flippers in this round. Imagine, we just two players are just overtaking Muda and Soldier. They're out of nothing. Gran has already shown us on this map that a flip can be very, very time-saving. I think he saved 0.7 of a second with a very, very good flip. But that are just Gran things. Yeah. Let's see what Bren can do, as he is 0.5 behind the identity, starting it off here. And it is Muda with a very, very good low jump here, just having a lot of speed. But Bren is coming closer towards the teammate from Muda, Soldier, and also gets a really good approach. Will he go for the flip? Nope, he will not, but he still will secure second place with another great identity. And also Muda, very, very good performance, 102 mid, securing the victory because Otak didn't overtake Soldier. 7-6, and it's getting close.
It's 2 victories in a row right there for Alliance, definitely coming closer now, but KARMINE Corp now on track point by still managing to get 1 point. Of course, Turbo mentioning the flip there earlier, can't save a lot of time, 3/4, But the 7-10th we saw earlier by Gwen, that was of course against a very safe approach by Mime. You would usually not gain that much, it's not that overpowered. But it's definitely a very good way to catch back up to the other players if you're a little bit behind.
What's that round?
But you need a very good line for that, and that is a very, very close round right there. Holy shit. We're seeing Otak in the lead, closely followed by Soldier and Bren. Going into the dirt up. That's so close again by the players. Getting a good upper here, and they're all fighting for the victory here. It's very close. Anyone could take it here. Let's take a look into this one. Soldier with a crash. And what's happening? Bren also jumping into the pole. And Soldier, is he over?
Oh, he is!
He is!
Oh my god!
He just completely over jumped Otak in the jump and landed in front of him at the end. Had so much more speed. However, in the end,
okay, Muda.
Showcasing
okay, dude.
That's how you do it.
That was so clean.
Yes.
That was so clean. Yeah, Muda also smiling there. You can see it. Yeah, I can do it. You know, it's 8-7. It might be the last round in favor for either of those teams. You know, if it's an ace for Alliance, they can close it out. And we have seen that kind of situation in that first match where one team was leading 9-7 in that case, and they got aced and they lost 10-9. But let's jump into round number 7. It is a heated up match. It's very close between the teams. No team is really running away with anything here. And I think we still see searching our first ace in this match. Maybe it happens in this round.
There was an ace in the very first round.
True. I almost forgot about that. True, it was this 3-0.
We have not seen one.
Yeah, it was really close indeed. Alliance was coming back quite nicely, but it's already so far long gone, you know, 6 rounds ago. But let's take a look onto this round. It's 0.1 of a second. Muda with a beautiful trajectory here as well, having a lot of speed. Alliance needs the ace. Otak with a good approach here as well. Who's gonna go for the flip? Will Bren do it? Bren has a good approach. Soldier too low, and it might be the GG here because Otak stays ahead, and also Muda doesn't have the speed to overtake.
Otak.
Nope, but he overtakes Bren, but not Otak.
That's not enough.
So it doesn't matter. It was just, you know, finishing to the left and right. Sometimes it can be hard to see, but it is KC winning this map now, unlike in the first best of 5.
Yes, indeed. I might have looked at the wrong colors there.
Knick in der Optik.
Small mistake there on my part. But that is a track win by KARMINE Corp. They're now in the lead on the map that they lost last time. And let's look at these replays here. They, of course, started off with an ace, directly showing that they can win this. And look at that jump from Bren, just over jumping the spectators. And then, of course, stays consistent and wins yet another round in round number 3 here, and securing the draw because of that, denying the ace for Alliance in that round. However, then it got again a little bit closer. They had a big lead right there. He was definitely happy with that one, definitely. And Alliance started winning rounds, but in the end it was just not quite enough. Now, once again, going to back and forth. Alliance had a very good performance here last time, and let's see if they can keep that momentum from last time and win it in this sub-match as well.
But yeah, KC, of course, finally winning their map pick and not falling behind just from the get-go. As you said, Alliance played really well on this map, but now Soldier not getting the best landing into the water and also misses out on the bug side. Look how much he lost with that. He had to fully respawn, so Muda has to save the day and has to get that first position, but it's Bren and Otak chasing him down. Bren with a beautiful transition. Muda clipping a bit, losing a bit of time, and it's Bren overtaking, and he leads by quite a bit. Otak is behind, not too much, only 0.3. He can catch it up with a very risky identity, but let's see. Oh, Otak not with a good entry into that, not really getting a lot of that reverse boost, so let's see what Muda can do. He has to survive. Do not clip because you lose a lot of speed due to that, as Otak has shown that, but just when I say that, it's Muda in the pole.
But Bren also with a mistake, but I don't think it matters. He will still get the second
59
place.
Winning time.
Yes.
Wow, it's still the ace for KC, and that is good momentum again, built up by them. Again, getting an ace in that first round.
Yes, maybe we see the complete reverse of what we saw earlier. In the last match, of course, Alliance went into the lead 2-0 at the beginning until KARMINE Corp got onto Freestyle, where they were finally able to show what they were made of. But in this round, so far, KC with strong opening rounds going to the next part, and they're also finding themselves in the lead currently. Soldier falling a bit behind, going into this section right here. Now, once again, going through the water and then the bug slides. And this section, It's again a slide out, but it was not by Soldier this time. However, it was Otak, and he had to respawn that. He is so far behind, not only Bren in front. However, he does have a good lead, and that was a very, very good 360 there as well. I think he's on a really, really strong time right now, Bren. He's 3/10 in front of both Alliance players. He's so far ahead.
Bren, excuse me?
You could risk it right now, or you could save it just for the draw. Let's see what Bren is. He's going for it. He's going for it. Oh my god. That's not it.
I think that's the ace for Alliance instead. Bren with a good amount of speed in the uphill.
Soldier, he overtakes, and that's the thing. He wanted to risk it. He was on such a good run. He was over 4/10 ahead of Mada.
And he drove a .18, and what I think went also wide in the end.
Yes, he didn't have it that good. There was a potential 0.6, 0.5 perhaps by Bren there, but however, did risk it. He wanted to show it off, what he could do, and that was just a little bit too much there.
Yeah. But I respect it, Bren.
Definitely.
I respect it. I respect the risk here. Not taking the draw. It is the ace instead for Alliance. But nothing done just yet. Now Muda falling behind. So it seems one player we lose at the start. You know, it was Otak last round. Then Soldier in the first round. Now Muda. So it is Bren's turn next round, right? If we just follow the pattern. But let's take a look. Also Soldier now leading. Does get a very, very weird transition there, but was able to get away with it, but lost a little bit of time, but not too much, like maybe 0.1 to 0.05 of a second. But Soldier leading now and can drive a 57-second time himself. But Bren is attacking Soldier super wide to gather up a lot of speed, but it's Otak coming closer. A good line from Otak. He can overtake Soldier. Who's gonna get the better ending? Otak a bit wonky, but gets a good approach, and he will stay ahead with a 57.75. That is incredibly fast from Otak here. My god, my guy is just so fast, and it's a draw.
It was, of course, a Soldier in that round, overtaking Otak at the very end. But yeah, that is incredible.
What did I say?
Yeah, you were just the other way around.
Oops.
It's incredible stuff there. You really see how much the players have improved for the playoffs. They have... Of course, we have seen these maps being driven for multiple weeks now, but we just continuously see the players improving their times, their consistency every round. And just as I talk about consistency, Otak and Mada falling very far
It's not
behind.
Bren though.
Yeah, this time it's not Bren. So Bren so far still surviving. It's currently still 4-4. It was of course a draw in the last round. Bren currently in the lead, and if it stays like this, it would be another draw. I don't think Bren is on that good of a time as last time again. Still a very good time right here. Probably a 57, but going through the end, I don't think he will risk it as much as last time again.
He released.
Yes, he did, but it will still be enough right here. Of course, with the release was only a 58.17, but he could afford it. He had the advantage over Soldier. That is a very smart play there, of course, this time to release and not take the full risk, and of course, saved himself the draw instead of the ace for Alliance in that round.
Yeah, you could have seen like Muda was talking, Soldier was smiling, so they're definitely having a good time. Great to see that. I love the mindset from both of those players, but what Soldier is certainly not loving is that reactor boost up that he caught there. It's a very precise snap that you have to get, and then of course over-rotate your car a little bit to get the reactor boost down to not jump off there, but... It is Otak, Muda and Bren still fighting out. Muda can still save the day and just get another draw on to the board. And also, so far, he's leading. But Bren and Otak both with good lines. Only 0.1 away. Muda setting himself up very wide to catch a lot of that booster here. And just look at the speed from Muda. Into the identity we go. Oh my god. Otak pushing so much as well as Bren. It is so close. Only 35,000 of a second. Otak still leading the round now with that. But it is Muda going a bit inside. And he will win the round with a 0.82. Bren slowing down a little bit. Maybe lost his confidence on this identity. And it's 6-6, and Muda saving the day yet again.
There were incredibly risky approaches there for the identity, and it stays 6-6. It's 3 draws in a row. It's incredibly close between the two teams right now. We had, of course, 2 aces at the beginning, but since then, only draws coming in. It is 6-6 right now. Now it's getting really important. We're getting closer to the 10-point mark, which decides the map. And these rounds now will be very crucial. Mada leading right now in front of the 2 KC players. Bren following closely behind with the 360. Socha going very high up. Otak even higher, not having the exit that great. It's currently Mada and Socha with the advantage going to this round. Bren is still somewhat close, could risk it in this identity. Let's follow Bren right now, going through the identity right here, but he is finding himself quite far behind Mada actually. Mada on a really good time right here, also getting the end really nice.
Oh, Bren with a mistake.
Right there, and Bren getting over there, it's an ace! It's a 57-56.
Okay, Muda.
I did say it's a good run, but I didn't expect that.
I mean, it's not world record, right? So it's not a good run then.
It's not that good, of course.
Wow.
It's only like 2 angles behind. Yeah, it's nothing special.
But yeah, Bren again making that mistake. But now Bren with a great start here, being so far ahead. But of course, Muda with a better trajectory. But Bren, like what I wanted to say, he made so many mistakes already from that one round where he was really on a 0.7 or 0.6 time and pushing it a lot. He threw that one away, and also here in this round he could have at least secured the point. So it's unfortunate to see that from Bren, of course, who is now leading yet again, but only 1 point is required for Alliance to win back and forth yet again actually, and they are 6 seconds ahead of Otak. Also, have you seen that Muda line? That was so fast.
Yeah, it's quite interesting actually, and going once again into the end here, it's currently a very easy draw situation for them. They just have to finish, and Alliance closes it out, gets the map win right here after the nice scoreline of 6-9. They only needed 1 more point, and there you go. Alliance takes the second map, back and forth. They take 2 times in a row. And we go on to the next map now, which will be Slowdown, which is very interesting.
Yeah, but before that, of course, we have the highlights. The first round was very messy, but it was, KC starting with another ace. Bren and Otak got first and second in that round. And then the fifth round was where Alliance got an ace on their own, and they just were capitalizing on that mistake from Bren, who was leading. That's the round that we were talking about, but Bren touches there on the inside, and Muda and Soldier were able to overtake him there. And then round 6 ended the draws, and the draw spree like that. And it was, Muda and Soldier getting an ace. And of course it was round 2 and not round 5. So that's what I got wrong there. But let's go into Slowdown. Was banned by Alliance beforehand, and now we're gonna see this map.
Yeah, Slowdown definitely interesting. This is the most pace map, you would say, usually. And they banned it the first time around, but because of the incredible performance that we saw by KC in the first match on Freestyle, they decided to ban that one instead. As we see a small pause right now, we see Bren just turtling around the track, showcasing his great RPG skills. And yeah, we just have a small pause right now, it looks like, until the next match will start. Okay, Mada is driving back.
Otak's game crashed, okay.
Yeah, it looks like, okay. We are just waiting for Otak. And let's see what... shouldn't take too long in theory. But yeah, I think this match will be very interesting on this map in particular.
Yeah, I love Slowdown as a map. It is very, very good to watch. And let's see if Alliance can redeem themselves. Of course, if you ban a map, it really shows some weaknesses, but let's see if what they can do here.
Yes, I mean, if you look at the times, of course, so far driven in the season, Mada is the... Mada had only the 14th best time, and Soldier was the slowest so far on this track, but maybe they have practiced it because of that. They were not the fastest team so far on this track, but maybe they're showcasing now that they have trained it a little bit. They of course had 2 weeks since the last step, and we can already see right now that I think right now already Mada should have the potential to beat his own personal record, definitely with a .18 in that sector. It's very close between Otak and Mada right now. It's very close between them. Otak with a slight advantage there. Mada going for the outside line here. Otak going inside. Mada has a little bit more speed. Catches inside. How did he keep grip there? That was incredible. And that's an immediate 53. Immediate personal record by Mada. And there you go with the victory for Alliance. And starting off strong there in the first round on slowdown.
Yeah, jumping to place 9 with that time, kind of in the standings. Actually fun to see that 3 players have a 51.8 in that, Binks, Bren and Massa. Interesting to see that. But let's just jump into the next one. Victory for Alliance. It was a great ending from Moda there. And another mistake has been done. This time it happened on KARMINE Corp side again. Otak falling a tiny bit behind, but also Soldier and Moda didn't have the best line. Bren is leading by 0.2 of a second, so he finds himself in the lead. Let's see the checkpoint here, always a good indicator. It's a 0.36, so not the fastest round overall, and Soldier and Moda are pushing. Soldier even going into the lead. Let's follow Moda here and see what he can do, and also if his teammate is able to stay ahead. Oh no, Soldier catches a bit of airtime, but still is able to secure that first place, even though Bren has more speed, but it's not enough. And another victory for Alliance. A bit of a slow round compared to the other match that we have seen, but still, those times are definitely not bad. Every time below 57 is really fast.
Yeah, usually that was always the case, especially at the beginning of the season, where 56 second times were quite rare. Finally got it to work. I was messing it up with the sub 57 there. Soldier right now falling a little bit behind. So far, Alliance managed to win the first 2 maps, but Bren going a bit too tight there and getting a small acceleration penalty there, falling behind. Soldier will come closer there and might be in contention to fight with Bren here. Yes, indeed, he lost a lot of speed there. And throughout the bobsleigh, he lost even more. It's a very close fight there, but it's also a close fight at the top. Otak right now in the lead, 1/10 ahead of Mada. In theory, you can almost save it in this situation, but not quite. It's 2/10 right now, but it looks good for Otak and he will secure the first place. However, how's it looking between Soldier and Bren? And it's Soldier taking the third place. It was 2 individual battles there. Otak with a 0.6 here, good time on first place and securing the draw with that for KC. It's 3-5 in favor of Alliance.
Yeah, in favor of Alliance indeed. And if they win this map, you know, they only have to win 1 more map in order to make it into the loser bracket semi-final. And let's go on to the lower seed. I think that's what it's called in the seed, upper and lower seed, or yeah, it should be like that, or is it like that? Let me check. I'm not sure. Maybe I don't know. Could be the case, but I think you guys know what I'm talking about. Anyway, Otak with a great start, only with an actually 0.10 checkpoint. I thought it's a bit slower, but Moda is also not too far behind, as well as Bran. So we have a great fight coming up here as Bran gets a very aggressive inside line here over on that part, comes closer but loses control. It's so close, 1 player jumping out. I think this was Soldier, and also Moda making a mistake, and that's the counter ace here from KC going into the lead. So that's it, KC leading again, and Alliance, yeah, just when I praised them, you know, they fall behind.
Yeah, there you just see how important aces are. So far, Alliance was looking strong. They were in the lead, but just 1 ace was enough. And suddenly KC is in the lead with both players surviving there, because Alliance made 2 small mistakes. Of course, the KC players also had decent times, forced them to risk a little bit. Mada going very tight there. I'm pretty surprised that he didn't get a slowdown. on slowdown, obviously. Makes sense. But
Lars guy.
It's fine. Soldier is very close behind the other players, closing up. I might have just knocked out the headphones from Turbo.
Yeah, that's instant karma for that joke, Lars.
Yeah,
that's what
we should follow out the round, by the way, because Mada is on a .97 and the
what the hell is that round?
What is going on right now? Why did this happen in this one? Mada losing a little.
Oh my god!
Suddenly he's in 4th place. What are these times for the players right now? Mada's
There's no way.
What is going on?
What was that round?
What? A 48 by Mada. Even though he lost so much time at the beginning of the identity, then the 2 KC players right behind. Only 800s and 900s respectively. Crazy round right there.
Wait, was it a .9 checkpoint?
It was a .97.
Oh my god, dude. My guy has cooked, but he didn't cook up until the end, you know? It wasn't happening for him, and it is Mura who wasn't able to beat the well. It could have even been a .1 or something like that. Ridiculous. But that's not the case. And we see the first mistake here from Oltag in this round. Soldier and Mura. Oh, actually, Soldier with a mistake. Oh, I wanted to say that they're not too far behind Bren, but Bren with a great line here. Let's take a look into the checkpoint. 08, okay. Bren off to a great time, and it could be the next draw here in this round. It's not as close as the previous round. That was actually incredible. And also Muda here with that very wide approach, where Bren is just cutting off the grass a little bit. And it's actually a very clean identity, so this could be the first .4 of this match. It's a .37. Okay, yeah. Nice time, Bren.
It's okay.
Good time. Good time. Yeah, good time.
That's pretty good. And with that, KC get the draw right here and go into a very good position right now. They could ace or get a victory and secure with that the map win on this one and move up 2-1 in the current standings. Alliance, of course, they would need an ace right now. If they wanted to win from this position, or a draw to keep being alive. But this will be very difficult for them now, because Soldier made a mistake also going wide over the grass, and it's looking really good for the KC players right now. They should look at the checkpoints right now and see that they have 4/10 of an advantage right now already. They can save the ending. They are on good runs, of course, but they should know they shouldn't risk it too much. Otak and Bren are in the lead, and if they keep it clean, they will secure this map right here on slowdown. And let's see what they do. It's looking good so far.
Clean,
very
though.
Clean, very safe, and they go into the finish.
Or .4s?
Yeah,
oh, okay, never mind. Okay. Sometimes it's so hard to just estimate those identities, to be honest.
Yeah, very small differences in terms of how much speed you keep through those very tight drifts and how close you go to jumping out. That makes the biggest difference. Here we see, of course, the replay once again, where KC was able to get an ace in the 3-5 round and go up into the lead. And afterwards, they managed to keep it up and defeat Alliance on this track.
This round was crazy.
Incredible, how close it was.
Yeah, Lars, I still blame you for your joke, right? You know, in this one, but it was so close. Only 0.2 of a second, and the winning time was also something. Look at that. Muda was driving a 0.48 there. Imagine losing with a 0.67. Wow, incredible. But now we have the next map, Slippy Slides. A very good map for Alliance, so maybe we're gonna see map number 5, which will be reps. And let's go ahead into the first round, as the first real hard part is the start. You can get that full speed, but you can also make a mistake there. Yeah, good display here. Thank you, Mona, for illustrating, making that mistake. And it is Soldier and Bren now battling it out, with Otak, of course, who is on second place, actually on first position. So Soldier has to make something happen, but also didn't get the best line in that part, but he's still not that far behind, as he also has shown a very good identity and also a good remainder of the map, but right now he is 0.1 behind.
Yes, going now into the identity, both KC players in the lead, and could this be yet another ace for KC on the very first round? They have done it before on multiple maps in this sub-match so far, and of course an ace in the first round would be definitely a statement once again, but it's incredibly close right there by Soldier, barely surviving. Going for a slightly different line than the KC players, but they are finding themselves in the lead into the identity. Now very good exit there by Soldier, but also KC players. This is a really nice identity by all players. What?
Oh my god!
What?
It's 1,000 of a second. How did Soldier snipe that? And you can see the excitement from Muda there, and also Soldier being happy. That is so important for them to not fall behind by 3 points again. What a snipe by Soldier.
Just a perfect combination of Bren and Otak not having it quite perfect at the exit, and Soldier just getting the exit in the transition into the backwards, into the finish. Just absolutely perfectly.
The angle was then like there were so many factors that came into play there in favor for Soldier, and also of course for Alliance, and he is denying the ace with that, but it's looking grim again for Alliance in this round. Soldier now a bit further behind Muda with a very good uphill line, coming closer to Bren, who's still on second place, and Otak is on a great time, but Muda had to release, and he is falling behind, even Otak overtaking, and I think both Otak and Bren are also on very good times, as they are at 0.4 ahead, respectively, of Muda and Soldier. But let's go ahead into the first small bit of the identity. Bren going super wide to get a lot of speed, has to oversteer a little bit there to open up his steering and just get around that turn, but Muda with a mistake. Let's see the checkpoint. A 0.2 checkpoint is really fast. It's a 0.36. Otak and Bren hand in hand, and I think now Soldier is too far away to snipe it away, and it will be the ace. But wow, what happened to KC? All of a sudden they're playing out of their minds. A 0.3 and a 0.4 here to win the second round on Slippy Slides, and it's looking very promising for them to win this map.
Yes, we see a very similar story to the first match today as well, where where the defeated team in the first best of 5 just comes back afterwards and does an incredible performance. In the first match, it wasn't quite enough for ITB, but it looks really good for KC right now. This was the pick by Alliance. They won this match in the previous sub-match. They also won Parkour, of course, in the previous sub-match. But will KC get their revenge on this track and beat them on this one as well? It's a good start for them for sure. 4-1 in the lead. They have shown very good consistency, and especially also really good times. 111.3, 111.4. Those are very good times. If you drive those consistently, you're in a very good position. Of course, there are players like Mother who can drive even faster than that, as he's showing how he can easily one turn suddenly go up into first place, but it's a really close fight still between all the players. Then let's take a look at this one. Soldier having to release a little bit, but still gets a very good exit.
Wow,
there.
What a round.
And Bren falling a little bit further behind, has a good exit, but it's incredibly close. Does he get the entry here? He has to release a little bit.
Oh my god.
But still close between all the players. It's still close with Soldier and Bren. Otak with a good exit there. Mother inside. And it looks good for KC.
I think that's the... Oh my god! Otak!
Otak with a crash on the inside. He was a little bit too far.
Yeah.
And he clipped the edge, I believe, jumped. At least he was still able to survive it there, but it didn't matter in the end. It's another draw.
Yeah, it could have been the third consecutive ace in a row for KC, actually. They were leading, but then just this 1000 snipe, of course, the ace in the second round, and now the mistake from Otak. So, you know, KC looking very strong on Slippy Slides, but, you know, if Alliance just gets an ace, the match is equalized again, and it doesn't even matter. However, now Soldier again falling a bit behind, gets a very, very good trajectory over that part. Bren and Otak leading right now, but it is Muda who's not too far behind. Great uphill lines from Soldier and also from Muda. Soldier is pushing so much, had to a tiny release there to not hit the wall, but look at the line from Muda. He's just the master of Slippy Slides. That's what you could arguably say here. But it's such a close round. Only a couple of hundreds between the players. 500s to be exact. Let's go into the box lane that junks into an ice slide. All players are getting it really well, but it is KC right now. being in danger of getting ace. But just when I say that, it's Soldier making that mistake. And also Muda here, not with the best amount of speed, but of course with that going very inside. And again, KC first and seconds, but Muda is coming closer. Otak is not having the angle, and it will actually, he has. Muda touches the wall. I thought that Otak will not have the rotation there in the end.
Muda can't even finish anymore. It doesn't matter, but with landing on these boosters and red wheels, he can't even save himself out of this situation.
Yeah, look, he also looks, okay, my car, you know, it's done. But it looked really weird from my perspective, from Muda's perspective. I thought that Otak did not rotate accordingly for the ending, but he was able to do so. But KC now up 8-2, and another very good round for them. And of course, relying on a mistake again from both players there in this case. And let's see if KC can close out this best of 5.
It was just enough there. It's currently 8-2. They need a victory in this one to close it out. Soldier was going very far wide there on the left side. Bren finding himself half a second behind. This makes it a lot more difficult to close it out in this one. Of course, with such a lead, KC just need decent rounds right now, and the most important thing is don't get ace in this situation, because if you get ace once, if you get ace twice, that is the ticket for the other team to come back. Let's take a look at Otak. Otak right now in the position he needs to stay in second place to get at least 1 point. He goes really tight around that. Mana will have slightly better exit, but no, he actually doesn't. He had a wonky line there, falling behind. It's Otak now in the lead as well. Bren also coming a little bit closer to Soldier. Otak going very inside, Mana going wider. Will have a better exit there. Will he overtake? No, it's Otak in the lead. That was a very, very nice identity right there. Good time as well, 111.18. It's 9-3, and KARMINE Corp only needs 1 more point to secure the match victory right here for this best of 5. And if that happens, we would go into a best of 1, which will decide which team will go through to the next section, which team will go to the top 4.
Yeah, and also I would say that KC, of course, has a slight advantage, because they're the top seed. They will pick the last map kind of, and they will ban 5 maps, but we're gonna come to that in a second. But Alliance needs 2 consecutive aces in a row, but Muda has made a small mistake, so he's already 0.2 behind. But let's focus on that round. Bren with a beautiful line there, but also Otak got it so well. They're on really good times, and wow, I mean, Bren just kind of redeeming himself after not really performing on that first best of 5. But look at that, Muda again, just gathering up so much speed out of nothing. Like, he's just so fast on this map. And I'm also looking forward if we're gonna see a best of 1 decider, what map it's going to be. However, it is Muda with a great line. A Bren, so much speed here. A draw or even a loss won't be enough. But Otak jumping out there. Otak jumping out of the water. So now Bren has to get second place. It is Soldier with a very good line though. But Bren still staying ahead. Oh my god. Soldier going a bit more inside. Will Bren be able to snipe? No! It's the ace for Alliance. And Alliance live another day. It is 9-6. And they just need another ace to force the little overtime. Yeah, it's 8 guys. 8-8 is literally overtime.
Yes.
Yeah.
Indeed. It's 9-6. But once again, KC only need 1 more point. But already in the start, maybe Bren a little bit flustered right now. Already finding himself over a 10th behind the other players. Just you need to keep your focus in this position. You don't want to get into a bad mindset where the other team can capitalize from. Of course, Mother and Soldier, they need to keep up this pace. But it was an incredible round earlier. Mother, by the way, did a mistake at the beginning, but still drove such a time. It's incredible stuff.
True, actually. He was 0.2 behind,
he clipped a little bit at the beginning. Otak, not with the greatest speed there, was in the lead, had a good start, but falling behind. Is now behind Mala, going very inside here. It's close between all the players. Bren falling a little bit behind. It's again the 2 KC players behind.
Alliance is doing it.
Mada in the lead right now. Can they keep this up? Let's follow the players right here into the identity.
Oh my god, it's so close. Soldier with a good line. Will he be able to overtake? I think he is, but Muda sliding out. Soldier to inside. Muda actually gets first, but it's Soldier making that mistake, was risking it for the biscuit. He had to, but it's KC eventually winning this best of 5. But man, Wow, what a series is that? It's a thriller, and we're gonna go to a decisive best of one. We're gonna explain that in a second, but this map was full of highlights. Crazy. What a crazy map that was. Slippy Slides, however, has been won by KC now, and just both teams are giving everything that they have. And of course, this incredible sniper from Soldier. Let's take a look onto that again. How was he able to stay ahead by just 1,000 of a second? Oh my god. Look at Brent's reaction there. That just describes everything. Then round 2, it was the ace for KARMINE Corp, and Alliance was just too far away. And also round 3 was when Otak went flying in the last turn. Again, they weren't getting that ace there in this round, but Bren was able to get that first place.
It was incredible right there. It was an incredible match, but in the end, KC managed to get the reverse win right here. They managed to win the second best of 5, and with that, we are going now into a best of 1 in the new series. That will how that will go. It's basically we will play one singular map, and whoever wins that one will go through to the next round and will secure a top 4 position in the league. And with that also, of course, defeating the other team and getting more prize money as a consequence. The big hand ban is quite interesting. We will be basically cycling through the 2 different teams. We will first have a ban by the first seed, then a ban by the second team, and so on until only one singular map is left anymore.
Yeah, so KC will be starting to ban, then Alliance, KC, Alliance, KC. So it will be 5 bans from KC, and they will also decide what map will be played at the end. So they have, with that case, I would say a slight advantage. Of course, it all depends on the map. I think that we're not gonna see slowdown. I mean, Alliance wasn't also too bad on that, but I cannot pinpoint any map down which we could see there, because Slippy will be banned, I think, maybe Parkour even.
I'm pretty sure that Parkour will definitely be banned by Alliance. I'm pretty sure we will see a map that we have not seen so far, because on every single map
Gyroscope.
Here, either team always won either of these maps, so I'm pretty sure we will see a new map now that we haven't seen so far in this series.
Yep.
It looks like it will take a few more minutes. Of course, we are gonna be going onto a new server for this match where everything will be set up. The pick and ban will be starting in 3 minutes time, so this is gonna be definitely very exciting right here.
Yeah, so let's take just a small break. Just take a sip of water, you know.
Yes.
Just gonna calm down a bit after that very, very exciting Slippy Slides ending, and we're gonna see you in a bit. So that was indeed a very, very short break, but we were just able to catch like just 1 or 2 breathers, you know, and also drink some water. So guys, make sure to stay hydrated as well. Yeah, and we will go ahead into reps now as the warm-up map, so not as the pick and ban. I was debating. We haven't started with a pick and ban just yet, but I don't want to miss it because I knew that it will come up now. We're gonna start, so let's see. So you can see blue team is starting with a pick and ban, and let's see.
The first one is Gyroscope.
Yeah.
But very expected they have banned it before. Next one, either
Slowdown?
slowdown or freestyle. I think freestyle will be the one that they will ban. Yeah, it will be freestyle. Probably the next one they will ban will be slowdown or maybe parkour.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Back and forth.
Arrow
and
pipes, I
slowdown.
think, is also a ban that we will see. Slippy, oh, okay.
Slippy sides banned by KC.
Yeah.
Interesting, they just won on it, but they did decide to ban it. Then arrow pipes banned by Alliance.
Yeah.
Very
Agility dash is
interesting.
still in.
Yeah, parkour also still in. Flip of faith, interestingly, still in. Like in Alliance.
Pause. Flip of faith.
Agility dash, okay. Interesting.
Wasn't I calling parkour?
There's no way we see flip of faith in the decider.
Wasn't
right?
I calling parkour actually?
Well, if you called it, you're wrong because it just got banned.
Damn it.
Unlucky, unlucky.
Reps or flip? Reps or flip, guys?
Yeah, Alliance, KC can decide now, do they want to play reps or do they want to play flip of fate? They are of course the first seed, so they can decide the very last ban. And let's see, what will they pick? They're definitely thinking about it. They're already thinking about it for quite a while. This will decide so much. It's one best of one. One singular round until 10 points that will decide who goes through and who will get knocked out.
Yeah, so 23 more seconds here. And it will also then show picked, even though it's the only map that is still left. But we're gonna see it in a second. So let's see. Are the players confused? It is, yeah, that's what I mean. Picked randomly. It's reps, so flip of faith. Okay, so
I mean, you
I was right.
Yeah.
Look, I said we're gonna start with reps.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I knew it beforehand.
I mean, they're already having the warm-up now,
Guys,
of course, right now.
I have the script here, you know? Do you see that? It's standing reps is standing here.
Ah, there. Yeah.
Look, reps.
Noten, guys.
Yeah.
Noten.
I have the script here, guys. Omar sent me the script. Alright, jokes aside though, we're gonna start with reps and also end on reps because this is the decider. It is one best of one because, okay, Otak probably has crashed again because both teams were able to win a best of 5. So good luck to the teams. We have seen Scrappy setting the world record on this map with a 106.29 in the Challenger League. And the fastest TMGL time is a 0.38 from Mime.
Interestingly, if we look at the best times from the players, Otak and Bren, who picked this one now in the end, are at the very bottom. They have some of the slowest times on this track, which is quite interesting. I feel like this might have been on their training plan to warm up on this track for the players. Maybe they have played this one a lot, because I'm surprised that they picked this one instead of Flip of Fate. Of course, you don't want to... Losing on Flip of Fate is always a very difficult thing to swallow, because that map is so unpredictable at times. But yeah, I think we might see some stuff from Bren and Otak here. Will be very interesting. Looks like everybody should be ready now. We're gonna be starting very soon. But yeah, let's take a look. Mada, of course, also with a very good time on this one. He drove a 106.43 in one of the last steps.
Wow, that's
a
good
very
time,
time. Let's see if they can keep that up. Soja also not with a bad time. He has a personal best of a 0.54 on this one.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's take a look. Going into the very first round.
Yeah, I also don't know what player goes for the outside line here that you can opt for just after this long grass section where you don't want to gear up. And in general, this map felt very close. And it's really only this outside line where you can really gain a lot of time, and that you will see after this section here. You have this long grass part that includes also some small patches of road, and Bren is leading. Now important to not gear up. Bren goes for an outside line, beautifully executed, just slingshotting out there, and you can see that you will just gain a lot of time. Oh my god, Bren is on a mission. He's 0.23 ahead already. And maybe he just wanted to play that map, but Bren is on an incredible time actually. Now here you can also go for a different line, either going full outside to just gather up a lot of speed or go a bit more inside. Bren went for a mixture of that, maybe a bit more outside I would say, and he's still leading by 0.15. But now let's go into the identity for the first time. Also important here to open up your steering to gear up into 4th gear. It is Bren still leading. Ota getting a bit of airtime, will be able to clear the jump. Soja and Moda catching up to Bren, but Bren will get first here with a 0.65. 55. Every player, however, survives the jump into the risky ending, and it's a draw, starting it off with.
Yeah, I think most players there, they had a pretty comfortable lead about the other players. There was a safe draw situation there, and they maybe expected some mistakes, but no, not a single person did. And yeah, Bren getting a new PB there already. As I said earlier, they had some of the slowest times, but already in the very first round, Bren PBing here by 600s on this one. Going into this one now, of course it was a draw, it's currently 1-1 between the teams. Going through the outside line, of course every player doing this outside line is a little bit faster. Oh, that is too wide. We often see players going very wide there, but that was just a little bit too much. Mada crashing there and falling behind. However, Soldier, his teammate, currently still fighting for first. Going wider, as he said earlier, will have a little bit more speed, but it didn't really pay off. Now he's rather fighting with Otak instead of Bren. Going wide here, also getting more speed. And is in the fight still with Otak right here, but Bren once again far in the lead, going to the identity, doing it clean so far, but it's so tough. And also Bren with a mistake.
Will Mada be getting
get it? No, Mada is too far behind. He couldn't get it. Bren missed the finish there, but still managing to finish in the safer finish at the back, and it's another
so far behind there. Muda was
made another
so
additional mistake afterwards, it looks like.
Yeah, damn it. So
he could have, in theory, capitalized on these mistakes, but it just was not meant to be in that round.
Yeah, so Soja, the only player who is surviving this round here, and he just secures that that draw here. So good job from Soja, also driving a .79. So also a good time. And now it's Murda making another mistake. So not really feeling that comfortable on round 2 and 3 here on this map, as we see Otak and Bren in first position. But it is Soja, still not too far behind, still not all in this round. As we see a good outside line from Soldier, but hesitating a bit, releases a little bit, but still gets out a lot of speed out of that one. But he still is chasing down Otak, who just accumulates a lot of speed. This transition can be very deceiving, because if you go to outside, you just clip, and it can be very hard to just come back from that. Or you have to release, or just accept that your fate, that you have made a mistake, or just push it too much in that way. But it is still very close, 0.15 of a second. Will KC finally be able to win a round and crack Alliance here? Or will it be Soldier getting yet another first place? Not getting a lot of speed into the identity. Otak and Bren first and second, and that is looking really promising. Otak survives the jump, as well as Bren, and a 0.54 and a 0.73 from Bren. Good times, and KC is getting the ace eventually.
That's what we were talking about, of course, prior to this match. Of course, probably KC didn't have that many rounds. It looks like they, so far in this league, only played 9 rounds so far on reps, but they are definitely showing that they can adapt to this one. And already now, Otak beat his own personal record by 4/10 of a second, so definitely showing that they have trained this map and that they prepared for this map for the playoffs. Now going to that one, it's so tight to the outside there. Every player surviving it really well. It's a super close fight for the top 3, but Bren going too tight right there, and he had to adjust his line, falling down. It is now a little bit, yeah, he's way further now, behind now. Didn't have that much speed afterwards either. So it's Murda right now in the lead, getting overtaken by Otak, but not with the greatest speed. And Otak actually dropping down quite a bit. And Soldier is getting closer to him as well. Murda jumping a little bit there, lost a little bit, but still managed to keep it up. Otak getting closer there once again. Soldier with a clip. Otak will risk it, but it's still Murda in the lead right now. Otak missed it.
Oh, and Soldier overtakes.
It's a counter ace.
Oh my god.
Bren almost overtook Soldier as well. That is...
What is going on?
That was very lucky there for Alliance that it was still enough, even though Soldier had a bad landing, that it was just barely in front of Bren and Otak, who both made a mistake as well.
I thought that Otak would actually survive that, to be honest. I thought that he would hit the finish with his left tire, but it wasn't the case. So now it's equalized again. It's 5-5. Wow. So let's go into round number 5 and check who will go into the lead, or it will be another draw as Bren goes super outside, has a lot of speed. Also Soldier with a good line, overtakes Otak here. Moda 0.2 behind again from the start, so he's not really feeling it. Have you seen Soldier's line just almost clipping there and just being so wide in that section, and he finds himself in that battle for that first position, but it's Bren with a good line. Soldier still not too far behind. He can get a lot of speed in that downhill section, but let's follow Moda here in that round and see if he can catch up from that 0.3 deficit as he went for a jump. Also interesting line, oversteering in that one, but he loses a bit of speed, definitely due to that. Also Otak now overtaking Soldier in that section. Let's follow Soldier here. Otak so close there to the beam, but was able to survive at a 0.42 from Bren, followed up by a 0.57 and an insane identity from Otak to secure another ace, and that's a track and match point for KARMINE CORP.
Yeah, after the Alliance ace in the previous round, KC just thought, we can do that again as well, and we can do it better. What incredible times right there, incredible identity, especially by Otak. He gained so much time there. It was so, he had so much confidence going into that drift, and with that they are now in the lead 8-5, and they're in the fight now. They could close it out and move on to the top 4 in the TMGL with if they survive this round right here and get a victory. Mada going a bit wide again, losing a little bit of speed there, going to the next part. It's a close fight at the top. Otak and Soldier very close between each other. Then Bren following closely behind. Different lines here once again, going into the looping. Bren with a lot of speed, overtaking Soldier once again. It's super close between the players. It is so close, it's impossible to tell, but if it keeps like this, it will be KC going into the top 4. Will they be able to do it? Otak in the lead, Otak clips, and Bren clips as well. He clips as well. It's counter ace. I can't believe it. What is going on?
Look at Moda's reaction.
What is going on?
He's like, oh my god, I'm happy about that.
There is no way. And we basically have the overtime, 8-8. Whoever wins a round now, if it is a victory or if it is an ace, they will win the match and they will move on.
Here we go. This could be it. This could be the last round of the loser brackets today, as we go one more time on wraps here. Maybe, but it is Moda here slowing down a little bit again. But they were, of course, tremendously capitalizing from mistakes from Otak and also from Bren. But it's Moda with still a good line, coming closer, not hitting the wall. But Bren and Otak are leading 0.1 of a second out of Soldier, who gets a very good drift, also accumulates a lot of speed, but Bren is on a great time here. But man, what a match are we witnessing here, ladies and gentlemen. It has been so close. Both teams winning 1 best of 5 respectively, and now KC can qualify to the top 4 and can at least secure themselves 2,000 euro, and they are leading just before the identity, but it can be very deceiving. It is not so easy to do, and look at that. Otak and Bren survive the first shot. No, it is Otak with a mistake, but also Soldier. Will Bren be able to get first position? Yes, he is, and Otak gets third, so that's it. It's 10-9. It is as close as it gets, and wow,
you can really feel the emotions from the players right there. Incredible. Especially Bren, I think, feels so relieved after this match. He is happy.
You love to see
it. It was an incredible match right there. Incredible round at the end as well. That was a match to behold of.
Yeah,
10-9. Of course, it had to end in an overtime on the very last best of 1 decider. Of course, incredible. Earlier, it started off with 2 draws, and then afterwards, we had a KC ace, then we had an Alliance ace, then a KC ace again, and Alliance coming back with another ace. 4 aces in a row on this track right here to get into the overtime. Incredible stuff.
They can see the second ace. Otak is getting sniped there in the ending by the remaining Alliance player. Then here another ace, this time for KC again, and then it almost looked like the match was already over in round 6. But we have seen Otak and Bren both making some small mistakes. Otak clipping there and Bren also clipping on the inside, allowing Moda and Soldier to equalize the score. And then, of course, the players' reaction just at the ending here. We can see Bren just being so happy. Moda and Soldier, they cannot believe it. They were so close. but yet so far. Guys, that was an exciting series, if I do say that. It was very, very good. And wow, we still have the match of the day coming up. It is the winner bracket final. It will be Solary versus BDS.
Yeah, so far we saw the two loser bracket semifinals between ITB G1, where G1 went through, and now KC